guys, it's Suezo. How you doing? The cat ears are back yet again. So for today's video, this was kind of like a spontaneous sort of video idea. For a while now, I've had like a lot of ideas for videos and I've been trying to like figure out when to film which video, but for some reason this week, today, I just really didn't feel like doing anything that I had previously planned. It all just felt kind of not good enough in a way and just kind of not what I wanted to do. So I suddenly just decided I have this wig in my collection that I barely wear that I've wanted to restyle for a while now, so why don't I just record that and make that a video. And I have done some videos where I'm like styling a wig and cutting it, slightly cutting in some layers and changing partings in lace fronts and stuff, but I've never really shown myself cutting a fringe into my wigs, which I feel like is something a lot of people want to do with their wigs when they get them. And I have cut fringes into my wigs a few times in the past. I haven't done it recently, like for a while, so I don't really know how today's gonna go. Hopefully I am still able to do that, but we will see. And I just thought this could be a pretty chill kind of chatty video where we just sit down, style a wig, talk, all that stuff. Just a really chill video where we get to hang out and restyle a wig. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of video, if you'd like to see more of this sort of thing. Like I said, this was just a very spontaneous decision, so hopefully this video isn't all over the place and makes sense. But yeah, before we get started, just a little bit of an update. Since the new year started, I kind of adopted a sort of schedule sort of thing where I upload weekly. It used to be every Friday, and then I changed that to like every Friday, Saturday or Sunday, so not quite as strict of a schedule. And last week you may have noticed that I didn't upload on either of those days. I've been trying to figure out what works best for me and the channel and stuff, and for my life. Basically, I've got to say, along with all of the stuff that I do on Instagram, which you can follow if you would like, my Instagram is suezochan. I'll leave a link in the description, and also somewhere on screen will be my username. Basically doing all that and uploading weekly and trying to keep up with the Instagram stuff and also trying to find time for recreational stuff. It's a lot. It doesn't seem like it's that much work when you're like on the outside, when you're part of the audience watching, but it's a lot of work, which I am fine with because I am passionate about this. But I think from this point forwards, I'm gonna just not have such a strict schedule so that my content in general can improve. I can be less stressed. I'll still be trying to upload weekly as best I can, but I'm not gonna be stressing myself out as much as I have been, and I'm not gonna be putting myself down as much moving forwards if I happen to miss the end of the week deadline, basically. So just letting you know so that you are more up to date with that, if that's something that you cared about at all. If all of that means nothing to you, then sorry for wasting your time. Let's move on to today's video. Today we've got this wig right here that we're going to be restyling. This is from Lush Wigs. I believe this wig was called Caramel, but they don't do it on the website anymore, unfortunately. But they do have some other brown wigs on their website, and you can always find just plain brown wigs anywhere on eBay and Amazon. Of course, if you're getting a wig from eBay or Amazon, be careful. In my experience buying wigs from eBay and Amazon, it's a very hit or miss sort of thing. Sometimes you may get a really good wig for really cheap. Sometimes you may get an absolutely awful, terrible quality wig. Otherwise, wig stores like Lush Wigs and Star Style Wigs, which are two of my favourite wig brands of all time, I trust those stores a lot for getting good quality wigs. But this wig today, we have a nice, simple brown, sort of wavy brown wig, and this actually has a long side fringe. So here we have the wig. I have worn this before in the side fringe sort of style that it has. If you can see, it does have a long fringe, which we are going to be changing into a full blunt fringe. So let's put this wig on. I like to cut my fringes while the wig is on my head because then I can know like where exactly the fringe is going to be. Goodbye, cat ears. I miss you. It is really hot in here. Maybe that's just because I'm wearing a jumper when it's warm. Nice. For now, let's just move this fringe out of the way while I just brush it through because it's a little bit tangled in places. Brush the fringe a little bit to make sure there's no tangles in it. Goodbye. I can just about see through this. just about. Okay, so I'm just going to take 2 pieces from the side here and just bring them out so that my eyes have a chance to see, and keep this middle bit here just forwards. So when I cut fringes into my wigs, I would always start in the middle here and then do the sides afterwards. So I'm just going to get these 2 pieces out of the way. Then I'm going to take this piece, make sure it's all brushed through. This is probably a bit of a big brush to be doing this with. I'm going to take my scissors and basically cut where I want it to be, but maybe just a little bit below. I just find that to be more like safe. Like obviously if you cut too much, you can't put it back, but if you cut it too long, you can snip away at it. Even if you do cut it a bit too long and you like the way you've cut it, you can just pull the wig back on your head just a tiny bit so that it kind of sits right on your head. You know, I know a lot of people see cutting a wig as a very intimidating experience, but if you do happen to make the fringe a little bit too short or a little bit too long, you can just kind of move the wig a little bit on your head. So just taking this piece and making sure it's all straight and flat like this, find where I want to cut the fringe. I'm going to take the scissors and just gently, slowly trim away at it. This probably isn't going to be very straight to begin with, but I'll straighten it up afterwards. Okay, so obviously you can see it's not quite the straightest, it's a bit of a slope. I don't really have like a set method of cutting my fringes. I just kind of eyeball it and see where it needs cutting and I do it. So I'm just going to take this piece here. Actually, now that I've like spread that side out, I really like how that looks. I think that came out really well. So I'm going to try and cut this side and try to match the other side, which can be the more difficult part of cutting a fringe. So I'm just going to roughly cut a bit longer than I think it needs to be, and then I'm going to adjust. Be careful of your eyes when you're doing this because the little pieces of hair can get in your eyes and it can feel very annoying. So like I said, as you can probably see, I don't really have like a set method. I just kind of try and cut where needs cutting. But I've got to say this is actually coming along really nicely already. I do want to cut away a bit more of this side because this piece is pretty big and intrusive. So I'm just going to extend the fringe a bit further out and cut more of this away. Brush through that a little bit because it's gotten a little bit tangly as I've been working on it. I'm just going to tuck this behind my ear for now. Where are my scissors? Where the hell did I put... Where did they go? I have lost my scissors.
12 seconds later.
I was sitting on them. That's dangerous. And I've got a piece of hair in my eye. I feel like that in itself is the reason a lot of people like to cut their fringes with their wigs on like a mannequin head or something. I think we are getting somewhere. I think it's still a bit too long on this side. It literally is the most difficult thing trying to get both sides even, like 100%. I'm not going to sit here and say that I am an expert on cutting wigs because I definitely am not. Do what works for you. I'm just going to brush through it a little bit. It's important to keep brushing it through so you can like really see what's going on. Oh, that piece belongs on that side. One negative that I'll definitely say about cutting a wig like this is so many tiny pieces of synthetic hair just gets everywhere and it's so difficult to like completely get rid of it. But I think we are nearly done with that. Like I said, I haven't done this in a really long time, so I was expecting this to be really difficult. So brushing through yet again just to make sure I haven't like missed any random pieces falling down and see if I need to kind of neaten up the cut along here. Still looks like it's a bit too long on this side. Got a piece of hair in my eye again. Go away. So if you want to make your fringe a bit less of a blocky sort of cut, you can just kind of take your scissors oh my god, take your scissors like this and kind of cut more upwards along, if that makes sense, because on this side I'm noticing that it's a bit more kind of not so much of a straight cut, it's kind of a bit more like, I don't know what the word would be, like textured I guess, whereas this side is a bit more straight where I was just taking the chunks and just cutting across. So I'm just going to try and make that match the other side a little bit. It also does help if you have actual hair cutting scissors, but I don't know where mine have gone. They disappeared a while ago and I haven't seen them since, so I'm just using these scissors. Honestly, any scissors will do as long as they are sharp enough. There's like a random longer bit here that I'm just gonna... carefully trim that back a little bit. I think we are pretty much done. I feel like in my mirror and on my camera's little monitor it looks nice and even. It's got really tangly down at the bottom here. Make sure to cut off any like random strands that have kind of slipped their way through and get hecking tiny pieces of hair out of your eyelashes. So as for all of the hair that has fallen on my face, I don't know if you can see from here. Obviously a lot of hair that I've trimmed has fallen on my face. There's some hair that's fallen like on my nose and stuff, and that can be really annoying. What I'm going to do is take this brush that I barely use and just kind of brush it away. I definitely think using a brush to swipe away the hair is the easiest way to get rid of it from the skin of your face. So that's pretty much all of that gone. So now I think I just want to kind of backcomb a little bit at the top here and just give it a bit more puffy volume, if you know what I mean. I have been kind of just doing this. I don't know how to describe this. Just kind of just using my fingers to make it a bit more volumized, but after a while it tends to just flatten back out again. Like, I mean, if you want a wig to be like this, then obviously you can, but I like to add a bit more oomph, like puff, to my wigs. I got a bit of a smaller brush for this. I don't really backcomb my wigs much. You don't really want to tease the hair too much because it will just kind of get damaged and stuff and it's hard to untangle, so I usually just take like just a little bit, just a section, and very lightly backcomb under it, kind of brush out the top layers. Just that tiny bit of backcombing is enough for this side and it should hold a bit better. And again on this side, literally you only need to do the tiniest bit. I feel like synthetic wigs are a lot easier to backcomb than normal human hair. So I think that this wig is now completely finished. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I actually love this wig way more now than I did before we started, so I am super happy with it. I think it looks so cute this way and I'm so glad I decided to do this. I think it looks just so nice. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this wig now, and also don't forget to let me know in the comments if you like this sort of video. If you'd like to see more of this sort of thing, then I may or may not make more videos like this, but let me know either way. I would obviously be more likely to do this again if people like it, so don't forget to give this video a like as well if you enjoyed it. That will let me know if you enjoyed it. Before we wrap this video up, again, if you'd like to follow me on my other social medias, my Instagram is suezochan and my Twitter is suezochan with an extra N at the end. But yeah, I guess that concludes today's video, so thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave this video a like and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to click the little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. I hope you have a wonderful day and I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!